Here with reaction, former State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus. Morgan, good to see you. Thanks for being with us. This is concerning some of the most influential and innovative companies are in bed with China. Seems to be a national security risk, Morgan.
Well, and listen, Tim Cook going over there makes sense from a business perspective because Apple has made the unfortunate calculation of so much of their revenue and sales are dependent on what's happened in China. And we know that it's down double digits even since last year. You know, a lot of people will ask me questions about like, well, are we trying to decouple or de-risk from China? And I always turn the question around, Sean, and I say, no, China is trying to decouple from us. If you look at corporation after corporation, whether it's United States or European, their sales go down each and every year because China is trying to actually be more self-reliant to produce more things at home. And they don't necessarily want the American corporations there as they did in the past. They've already stolen all of the IP from them. So what is their utility anymore? So listen, I think from the perspective of what Tim Cook has to do for his shareholders, it makes sense that he's over there, but to sell more iPhones and more products in China. But it also, I think, should be a warning call to other American businesses that you cannot make your revenue so dependent on sales within China, because the Chinese Communist Party are not going to allow American companies ultimately to be successful there.
I want to move on to this. According to Bloomberg, the Houthi rebels have brokered a deal with Russia and China to allow safe passage for their ships through the Red Sea, but will still continue attacks on American and allied shipping in the area. Morgan, this really also goes back to what China has been doing. And, you know, in terms of the BRICS nations teaming up with a series of nations to offset the power center of the United States and the West. And this, by extension, is kind of evidence of that.
Totally. I mean, we have a new axis of evil in China, Russia, and Iran. This is one of the reasons that I've been so critical of the Biden administration's policy towards Iran, because all it has done is undermine their own policy towards Russia and China. What do you see Iran, Russia, China, North Korea doing? They're supplying Russia. Iran is giving ballistic missiles, drones, advanced weaponry reportedly to Russia in their war. And of course, we know that the Houthis are just another apparatus of the Iranian regime. They are funded, they are trained, and they are equipped. So it's no surprise to me that, you know, the Iranian proxy in Yemen would choose not to go after Russian and U.S. ships, but instead to go after the United States. Listen, we're at a pivotal moment here because not only are the Houthis shooting at commercial vessels, and they just had 3 people die on a commercial vessel, I think it was last week or the week before, but they're going after U.S. Navy ships and sailors on a weekly basis. And so our guys, this leaves our guys, Dagan, basically like sitting ducks over there. Thankfully, they're really good, and they're able to shoot down so far whatever the Houthis have sent. But part of the U.S. Navy's mission is not just to project force abroad and to protect American interests. Part of the U.S. Navy's mission since World War II is to protect freedom of navigation, freedom of the seas, the ability of free trade, commerce, shipping. And whenever all of that is impeded from this terrorist group with their sophisticated weaponry supplied by Iran, then the U.S. Navy is not living up to part of their fundamental mission to keep international waters free and fair and open. And that is a big, massive problem.
That is a problem. Morgan Ortagus, thanks for being with us. Grateful.
Anytime. Thank you.